Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Dr. Edith Chaparro. Welcome to my channel. And when you get a chance, subscribe because I'm going to be uploading more videos frequently to help you out in your studies. So I developed the social work exam prep bootcamp about 16 years ago along with Dr. Medieto, Dr. Rick Medieto. We developed a program to assist social workers to pass their exam. Our, our program helps all different types of social work exam levels. So whether you're taking the LMSW all the way up to the LCSW, our program can help you. Now I'm going to be creating videos to provide more content information along with exam tips. So for today's video, I'm actually recording the flashcard workshop that I did a few months ago. And I actually had to edit a few things, so it took me a little bit of time. And I'm going to actually split it in 2 or 3 parts so that it's not too lengthy, and it will give you a chance to look at the video and study with it. All right, so let me just share my screen. So give me 1 second. All righty, and here it is. Okay, so this was actually a live workshop that we did, and I'm not sure when you're watching this, but it was very popular and everyone enjoyed it. So that's why I decided, you know what, I'm going to record this to assist those that couldn't make it, number one, and for anyone who would like to watch it at some other point. Now, obviously, there's some workshop rules that does not pertain to you because this workshop is available for anybody who would like to watch it. That's me. I'm a licensed social worker. I'm also a psychologist. I'm a doctor. And like I said, I've been working on exam prep for many years. And I'd also like to share some contact information before we get started. In case you have any questions about our classes or any questions about these slides that I'm going to show you today, the best way is, I prefer text message, but of course you could email me here, also at socialworkbootcamp@gmail. I also have an Instagram at Social Work Exam Bootcamp where I post different events, workshops coming up, any kind of, sometimes some exam tips or anything that we're going to be posting soon. There's also a link in my bio that's very helpful in my Instagram, and here is our website. All right, so why don't we get started? Why and how are we going to be using flashcards? Like, why would you use a flashcard? Sometimes it seems tedious. However, it's actually an excellent way of studying. For number one, it helps to retrieve information. It's an easy and efficient way to grab some study information and to review it. All right. Number two, oops, sorry. It's more effective to make your own flashcards actually, rather than using flashcard apps or typing it out. When you handwrite information and notes, it's known to stay in memory longer than if you were just to read it on an app. You could also add pictures, even if they're a little silly, as long as it makes sense to you, which is number 4. Because the main thing is for you to be able to recall information during the exam. Also, you could read your answers out loud. And the reason that I went through these different ways of why to use flashcards is because it depends on what type of learner you are. Okay. And it says workshop soon, I'm going to be doing a live workshop, and then I'm also going to put it up here on this YouTube channel so that you can watch it. So what type of learner are you? Are you visual, kinesthetic, auditory? That's very important when it comes to studying, because you want to know, all right, am I a visual learner? What form of learning is best for me? So flashcards actually helps with all 3, because if you're visual, you're obviously looking at the flashcards. Kinesthetic, you're writing, and that has to do with the type of learner if you're kinesthetic. And auditory, if you read the answers out loud. All right. So how to use flashcards. Now, you're going to use your flashcards by studying in both directions. In other words, you can ask yourself a question, and I'm going to show you soon how to do that. For example, what is medications, right? That's one direction. And then the other direction is, let's say you say Prozac, what is Prozac? And I'm going to show you the example when we get to that. But in other words, you're using the study method in both directions, whether it be asking a question or reading the answer. And then you have to answer with the answer, kind of like Jeopardy, right? Um, Number two, have a friend, a colleague test you. It's easy to cheat because the answer's on the other side of the card, right? Even though it wouldn't be great to be cheating, but it's just easy to kind of like look at it. And I want to know if you want to call it cheating, but then you might not get as much out of it as if somebody were to test you. In case you do tend to flip the card pretty quick. So test yourself. You don't have friends or nobody's around. Test yourself. That's great. That's fine. That's better than not doing anything. And then separate it into two piles, which when we did the workshop, I asked for feedback and a lot of people liked this part. So for example, one pile would be a needs review. In other words, if you kind of keep getting those incorrectly, then you would keep it in a needs review pile. And then the second pile is just like review, once in a while, that these are the ones that you're getting more correctly, and you don't want to focus on those too much. So you want to stay with the new needs review or needs view pile. Another thing is to shuffle your cards because you can memorize them. Maybe you're like, okay, I know what's next. Next is a Mahler or whatever. Shuffle the cards up to make it a little bit more challenging. And then you could clip them into sections. For example, you put all your theories together, you put medications together, you put all your code of ethics together in one pile. You could clip them up, or you could put, some people were telling me they put it in different envelopes or in Ziploc bags. So there's a number of ways to do this. However, the main thing is follow these tips and it will just make it more effective for you when you're ready to study. All right, so let's get started. Our first topic will be code of ethics. All right, and here's a flashcard for you. So my tip here is you could write the topic on the corner so that you can always know, like, okay, obviously this says code of ethics here, but on each flashcard that you have that's related to the ethics area, you can write it in a little corner so that you can look back at it and you'll know this is my ethics section. All right, so first we're going to do code of ethics, 6 core values. All right, now this is one side of your card. On the back of this card, you're going to write the 6 core values. Number 1 is service, right? Number 2 is social justice. Number 3 is dignity and worth of the person. Number 4 is importance of human relationships. Number 5 is integrity. And number 6 is competence. Now, like I said, write all these out, right? And you could also ask yourself, what are these 6 things here? And then when you flip it, the answer will be the 6 core values of the code of ethics. Or you can ask yourself, what are the 6 core values of the code of ethics? You'll turn it around and you'll see these 6. Okay. Now, let's start with the first one, service. All right, service. And once again, in the corner, you could write ethics. And these are just some tips for you. If you want, you could write like in parentheses, this is a core value, right? In case you forget or you want to make sure you have the right card. Or you can write, these are just some tips. You don't have to do these, but just giving you extra advice. Or if you want, instead of writing up here, you could write ethics on the bottom, right? So what is service? So when we flip it around here, and these are just some notes that are related to service. The ethical principle is Social workers' primary goal is to help people in need and to address social problems, right? And then down here, you could write in bullets, use knowledge, values, and skills to help people in need. And the other bullet will say, and to address social problems. All right, so that would be your first flashcard in under core values. And then you can ask yourself the other way, like, what is this, right? What is it when you use knowledge, values, and skills to help people in need and to address social problems? That is service, the core value of service. All right, so you guys get the gist of it, but I'm still gonna go through it like that with you to give you the most practice as possible. Number 2 is social justice. All right, social justice core value is social workers challenge social injustice. And how do we do this? Social workers pursue social change, particularly with and on behalf of vulnerable and oppressed individuals and groups of people. Okay, so this would be on the backside of social justice. Okay, and then you can ask yourself this question also and flip it back, and you'll have your answer here. So you could use it both ways. All right, if you need to pause the video at any point to write notes down, feel free to do that. All right, number 3. Remember, there's 6 of them, so we're on number 3. Dignity and worth of the person. I put down here the core value. You see that? My little ethics up here, dignity and worth of the person. On the other side is, the principle is, social workers respect the inherent dignity and worth of the person. Okay, and how do we do this? Social workers treat each person in a caring and respectful fashion, right? That's how we are, mindful of individual differences and cultural and ethnic diversity. Okay, so that's what this principle is. And like I said, once you review all this and read it, you could flip it and you'll see what core value it pertains to. You can go back and forth, and that will be your flashcard for that one. Number 4, importance of human relationships. Here's another core value. And what is this? It is social workers recognize the central importance of human relationships. They understand that relationships between and among people are an important vehicle for change, right? Social workers seek to strengthen relationships. They promote, restore, maintain, and enhance the well-being of individuals, families, social groups, organizations, and communities. I know that's a lot, right? But take your time and write them out. Just know that the main thing is their central importance of human relationships, and that for us, it's important to help between and among, important for a vehicle of change, for change. We're here to strengthen relationships, enhance, right? Promote, restore, maintain, and enhance the well-being of individuals. So you notice, I'm just going to go a little further, that it's not just that we're looking at individuals when we deal with the ethical standard. We're looking at individuals, we're helping families, social groups, organizations, and communities. So not only is it on the micro level, we're looking at meso, we're looking at macro level what related to the code of ethics. So just keep that in mind. Number 5, integrity, very important core value. Okay. Ethical principles. Social workers behave in a trustworthy manner. Follow the code of ethics, NASW code of ethics. If for some reason you do not have a copy, I could put it on my LinkedIn, which is on my social work, on my Instagram, right? The one that I showed you at Social Work Exam Bootcamp. I'm in the bio of my Instagram. I'll put in the code of ethics so that you guys could get to it. All right. And for some reason, if you cannot, you could always email me and I will help you out with attaining a copy of this, because all social workers should study it, not only for practice, but for the exam. Must study this for your exam on all exam levels. All right, so social workers act honestly and responsibly and promote ethical practices on the part of the organizations with which they are affiliated to and or private work. So not just only where you work, but if you have your own private work, or whether it be clinical practice or admin practice or as a consultant or a supervisor, social workers must act honestly and responsibly and promote these practices of the code of ethics. So this is one side and the other is integrity, right? And the last one we're going to do for this workshop video, is number 6, competence. So here we are with competence, which is the core value. And what does this mean? Social workers practice within their areas of competence and develop and enhance their professional expertise. Social workers should aspire to contribute to the knowledge base of the profession. So competence means, how are you able to work? Are you competent in your area? Are you understanding of what you're supposed to be practicing? Are you trying to develop and enhance your professional expertise? Yes, so that is competence. And you should also try to contribute to the knowledge base of the profession, right? That is what competence is. And when you turn it around, this is the answer here. Okay. So these are the main flashcards we worked on for this video. And I'm going to be recording another video with several more details. However, for this video, I really wanted to get into the how and why to use flashcards. I might review that quickly for the other video in case that person didn't watch it. And I'm going to get into the next sections for the next video. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video. I might turn off the comment section because I don't think that if I miss a comment, I won't be able to respond to it. So I would prefer, if you have any questions, to just email me directly to my email. All right, guys, thank you for listening, and tune in for the next video that will continue for the flashcard workshop.